What's going on, everybody? Mr. Andre 94. Mr. Andre back here with you guys with another podcast here. Today, we're taking that at wrestling games tier list. Of course, this is founded on Google search, actually. I Google searched this and then put it up on my phones. I can't see all of them like that, but let's get started. Let's get started. So, this is somebody else's tier list. This is not mine. Of course, I don't make tier lists like that. But basically, I'm gonna give my personal opinion on how they rank everything. And there might be a couple games that's not on here at all that I'm seeing. But then again, it might be, I don't know. Let's get started. Let's start from the bottom. At the very bottom of their tier list, they have that uh, the ECW game. This is a game I never played either. The game I never played. Basically, if I can go through all that, I never played. Uh, I've never played all of them. Besides, I'm pretty sure I played WCW Mayhem. I'm pretty sure I played that, and I played World Tour. I played World Tour, and I think I played Mayhem. I don't remember much about Mayhem, quite honestly, so I'm not gonna rank that at all. But the World Tour, I didn't really care too much about it when I was a kid. Quite honestly, I didn't really. It was like for me, it was hit and miss. I really didn't care too much about it. I'll probably put it if I had to put it in the ranking. I probably put it as a D tier. Quite honestly, wasn't too good, wasn't too bad. Didn't care. F. Oh my God, they got all these Fs. Who was this person? Smatter versus Raw 2010. I don't think it's an F tier. I think it's D tier more than anything. F tier. That's crazy. Smatter versus Raw 10, 9, and 8. Oh yeah, this person don't know. This person don't know wrestling games, boy. I don't know what you doing. Hey, whoever made this list, I don't know who made it. Whoever's on Reddit that made this list, man, you got to get your wrestling games completely up. Cause oh my God, 2010 wasn't too bad. 2010 wasn't bad. Okay. Let's start. WCW Backstage Assault. It was a pretty cool idea that they had at that time period. I think it's a D. I could keep this as an F. Oh, they got an E tier too. So I guess E tier. It wasn't too bad, but I didn't really care too much about it. I think it was fine. I think it was fine for that time frame. They were trying to pull out something different, right? You gotta do something different all the time. You got to. You had to. They had to. Wasn't too bad. WWF Attitude. There's no way you think Attitude is an F though. That was goaded. That was a really goaded game. Games like that at that time period was definitely worth it. Main reason why is because it was on the Nintendo 64. And on the Nintendo 64, on there, you can actually go into where you actually let the language to be exclusive, which I didn't even know until I got older. I didn't know until I got a little bit older that you could do that. You can add exclusive languages on there. So if you wanted to cuss and show blood, all that was on there. So on top of that, you wrestle a lot. I mean, I don't know what else you expect from the Nintendo 64 game during that time period. I don't know what you were expecting, but it's definitely not F tier. No. No. For me, that was more C tier. That's a C tier. That's a C tier for me. Uh okay, so now the Smatter versus Raws 08, 9, and 10, which I might do a separate podcast on there. Eventually the Smatter versus Raw series, because I think those are goated series in my personal opinion. Smatter versus Raw 08, I think Smatter vs. Raw 8 capitalized on something that owns 07. Okay, so basically during that time frame of 06, 07, 08, it might have been on the original Smatter vs. Raw series, but they had introduced GM mode, right? GM mode allowed you to control either Raw, SmackDown, and then on 08 it was ECW. And you can draft your brand or you can keep the brand as the same. And you're competing against the other brands and ratings, basically ratings, getting money, signing talent, keeping the talent happy, creating your own universe. This is before universe mode, right? Way before universe mode. So 06 was the first one, right? 06 was cool. They like, oh, here you go. 07, they started to expand it more, but I think the drawback from 07 was the lack of having enough roster space, right? Because on there you can only have 20 person per rosters, right? They kept that going. I wish they didn't. They made it limited to just 20 wrestlers per show. So it was kind of limited, especially then they was adding velocity and heat to Raw and SmackDown. It was kind of difficult to keep up with and trying to make the best show possible. And it was called those like the pre-shows at the time. It was called like the pre-shows. And then on SmackDown vs. Raw on 8, I think I think the reason why they put this as F tier, one, it was a lot of wrestlers that wasn't in the game no more. Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Big Show, Chris Jericho. A lot of those wrestlers was out the door. They was gone. They was gone. We know what the Benoit situation would happen. Angle's in TNA. Jericho just wasn't. He hadn't came back just yet at that time period when that game came out. So that was one reason. I know that was one reason. And I think another reason was whenever you start a GM mode, you can either whenever you do superstar career mode, you have to pick where the GM mode is. They didn't save both. You can only have one that was going on at the same time. So you use the GM or your superstar, which kind of makes sense. It gets to the point to where we at now with universe mode and WWE 2K23 to where when you play universe mode, they're like, oh, you doing the classic version or you doing a superstar version? The superstar allows you to play with somebody, well, allows you to play with one character, while GM mode, you can control and create your own universe, right? So I think that's probably the reason. That's another reason I probably see them doing it. But I think SmackDown vs. Raw 8, it does. I wish they'll bring that version back and increase the roster limit to like 30 to 40, because they also added in that series, they also added to where you can go ahead and throughout the week you can actually do something that raise popularity up. Let's say, for example, let's say LA Knight was on SmackDown. LA Knight's on SmackDown, whatever. In the game, they actually had the popularity. 100 is the max, of course, and you want your wrestler to get to a max at 100. If I want to rise LA Knight up the rankings throughout the week, Monday all the way up into the show, I can have him sign autographs or invade the other show and stuff. Or you can do all that stuff, and it'll help rise their popularity up. So it was pretty cool, and I wish they had. I wish I was gonna say if that was. I wish I can have that GM hold and WWE 2K23. Now 2K24 that's coming out. If they added that version of it, anybody from WWE 2K that's listening, highly doubt it. But if y'all listening, that's what I would see. That's what I would love for y'all to do. That'd be goaded. I think that'd be really goaded if y'all did that. I think that'd be the best way to do GMO. But I think that's what that was. It's not an F tier. It's definitely not an F tier. SmackDown versus Raw 08 belongs in the B tier. It belongs in the B tier. 09 is post GM mode, right? And 2010 is too. They're both GM modes. But honestly, I don't actually remember what other modes they had in SmackDown versus Raw. Um, Let me take a look because I actually don't remember exactly outside of this that I don't know what else they decided to do for SmackDown versus Raw 09 because that was a heavy thing they was doing, and that was like, oh, this is after GM mode. It was really hard. Apparently introduced the Inferno match, Reamp tag team match. I think that's where they started the I think because DX was on the cover, so DX, the Hardy Boys, Morrison, the Miz, that tag team revolution started in there. Create a Finisher, that's the first time that was there. Road to WrestleMania, that's where they started there. Career mode, I guess that's career mode, the multiplayer season. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's not bad. Road to WrestleMania, you get to play it, allows you to play personal storylines for John Cena, Triple H, The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, and a tag team storyline for Batista and Rey Mysterio. That's a good name. That's some good names to start off the road to WrestleMania. I think that was pretty cool. Oh no, I had that for John Cena story mode. I had this random guy named Tony. If I'm not mistaken, I had a random guy named Tony, and he was we don't know what it was. He was just there. But yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw 9. It was a good startup. It was a good thing they did that because it desperately needed something after taking away GMO. Definitely not F tier. I will move that probably towards the B tier too. Now I'm taking a look at it. That's a B tier. SmackDown versus Raw 2010, however, I have to take a look at that one too. Well, I got it on my phone, of course. Taking a look at that one too. They added story designer, or at least more create your own storylines. Road to WrestleMania expansion on the create a finisher. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Then again, and then they came out with the paint tool so you can change their outfits and stuff too. That's what's up. That is definitely what's up because that's definitely it. But create a storyline, create a story mode, major. Let it be 2K24. We definitely need that back. If you're not gonna fix universe mode where we can have our own storylines, we need that back. We need one or the other. We need that though. Desperately need that. Desperately need that. I'm trying to think. It's not the game. Road to WrestleMania. I remember this one. They had the Mickey James one. They did that one. Brand Warfare featured Triple H and Triple H and John Cena, and then Edge, Shawn Michaels, and Randy Orton. Yeah, this wasn't that strong. This one wasn't that strong as this wasn't that strong as 2009. So that one I'll say that's a C tier. It's not an F tier. It's a C tier. It's not as strong as the it wasn't as strong. It just wasn't as strong as '09. '09 they did the best they could to keep the fan base a little bit happy moving forward because they messed up. But other than that, eh. This next list, what is that? Is that SmackDown vs. Raw 9 again? Yeah, I don't know why it's in E tier 2. I don't know what they're doing. One is featuring ECW, one is not. I don't know how you get that one. It's the same thing. Throughout that whole tier list of E, I played the WrestleMania arcade game. Everything else I did not play. Everything else I did not play, so I will not rank it. I have to go to the never play. But I played the WrestleMania one back in the day. I forgot exactly when I played that one. I played it somewhere. I forgot where I played it at. Either I had it or somebody had it or something. I don't remember exactly how I ended up playing that game, but I did play. I played that one though. Like I said, I think somebody had it, or for some reason I just had it. I had it somehow or something. I don't really remember exactly how, but I've played that game. Not a bad game. Not a bad game for its time period. The characters look as real as possible. The outfits was really noticeable. They did the best they could when they made that game. I will say that they did the best they could. It wasn't going to be anything that you have nowadays. So if your expectation going into a game that old and you think it's supposed to look just as good as games now, yeah, you're drunk. Speaking of games now, so hold on before we keep going. SmackDown versus Raw '07 and '08. The body frame and everything of the characters, beautiful, beautiful. Makes 2K games look like crap. I ain't gonna lie, looks real good. Personal opinion. But let's go on to their D tier, their D tier list. I played, I played two of them, and I didn't play the AEW one, the WCW NWO one, and WrestleMania 19, mainly because at that, mainly because a lot of the games that came out, some of these wrestling games came out like on Xbox or they came out on GameCube when GameCube was very popular. I only had a PlayStation 2. So there was a lot of games I didn't even get to touch. Like I had never touched and played. I wanted to, but I can't convince my mom. Mom, can we go out and buy GameCube so I can play this wrestling game? Not gonna happen. Not doing that time frame. Never gonna happen. I understand, mama. I understand. I got you. But 2K15, I remember buying this game. Ooh, I remember buying this game. I bought it, downloaded it, played it. Took about the same day. Took it back within 2 hours. At the time, me and my wife, we lived in Oklahoma City. We was right around the corner from a GameStop, right a corner. It wasn't too far. Easy drive, 5 minute drive, 5 minute drive. So I was like, yeah, let me get this game. Went out, bought it. Horrible game, trash game. I didn't even play it long enough. I was like, I refuse. Horrible game. CM Punk was gone from the company, and they try to put whatever creative version of CM Punk they did that looked like crap compared to how people create their games. I mean, how people create wrestlers looked like crap. The gameplay wasn't good. The story, I just did not care. I took that mug back within 2 hours. Within 2 hours, it was back at the GameStop. No lie, it was that quick. That'll be 2K20. People put this at D tier because a lot of people have problems with bugs and graphic issues and stuff like that. This the game that forced 2K to put a pause to 2K21. They actually skipped that entire 2K21 and went to straight to 2K22. 2K20 didn't play bad for me. It didn't play bad for me at all. What I wish they would have done, I felt like. At that time period, the last game I had played from 2K wrestling wise was 2K14, but from I mean not 14, 16. So from 16 to 20, 4 years in between. I could see the issues. I saw a lot of issues. I saw a lot of issues with the game. Wasn't really a fan of it. It wasn't too bad. It was something for me to play for a while, but definitely D tier. I could say C tier, low C tier, not high C tier, low C tier. On the C tier list itself, we got WrestleMania 21. We got the Hardcore ECW Revolution. Interesting, they put it up that high. I'm not tell you why. WCW NWO Revenge. Once again, a very interesting. Okay, so I never played WrestleMania 21, TNA Impact, that Survivor Series one, and Showdown. Never played none of those games. Once again, didn't have access to those games at that time period. The ECW Hardcore Revolution. You know why that's interesting to me? Is because remember WWF Attitude, right? Well, I told you about the way that plays. ECW Hardcore Revolution did the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. Only thing difference is they added more weapons. That's it. There's no difference between the two games. So the fact that he has Attitude so low but ECW so high, that tells me people's brain cells is not working up there. Same thing. So I forgot where I put Attitude at. Attitude and ECW Hardcore Revolution, same category. I don't know where. I think a B tier or C tier. I forgot where I put them. They belong together. WCW NWO Revenge. Interesting. They put that C tier and they have WrestleMania 2000 up there as S tier. When once again, this is the exact same game, people. This is the exact same game. The only thing difference is different company, different wrestlers. That's it. The game, the wrestling styles these wrestlers use and stuff, the finishers, the pinning, the submission, all that's still the same. That's it. There's nothing difference between the two games. They're pretty much the exact same game. There's some differences. You know, WCW had the championship tournament thing where you can go through and challenge for championships after you beat like 10 people before you challenge the champion. Um, WrestleMania 2000 did their version of a challenging for championships and storylines like that way. There's differences, like the modes are different. It's the exact same game. It's literally the exact same game. So I don't understand how 2000s up that high and Revenge is not as the same as high. And they got that one at S tier. Can I agree to that? Can I agree with that? I'm gonna say A plus tier. Both of them A plus tier. Both of them A plus tier. At B, you got 2K17 SmackDown game, SmackDown versus Raw 2011, the TNA Impact, another TNA Impact game. They didn't play the Impact game, the SmackDown game, or 2K17. Once again, 2K17, I just didn't play it. I just didn't play it. That's all that was. I decided to skip around. I was like, I'll wait. I didn't play 17. Probably better than 16, I would assume. I don't know. SmackDown game, I don't even know when that came out. I think the original PlayStation maybe had it. I didn't play it though. And TNA Impact, I was planning on buying that game. I just never did. I don't know what happened. I was going to get that game because it looked really good. I was heavily into TNA at that time period and watching Sting creative, man, that Sting creative outfit and stuff, man, that was on bars with the next WWE game. I'll tell you that right now. But I didn't get to play. I just didn't get to play. I don't know why. SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 is up way too high. I think that's C tier. I think that was C tier. I think that year was the end of that year. I forgot what was going on that year. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't remember what's going on that year. I just know up too high. I know I didn't enjoy it as much as 10 or 9. I wouldn't put up that high. C tier. C tier. Now we're looking for the A. Now we're looking at the top of the mountain fields. WWE 2K. This is A tier. WWE 12. Was that 2K16? SmackDown vs. SmackDown 2 and SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Again, what's the difference between Nintendo DS version and the regular version? Why is there two different versions? We already talked about 10. Wherever I put 10, that's what that one's at. SmackDown game, didn't play it. These two ones, 16 and 12. Oh, we're having a whole different conversation, people. Let's talk about it. 12 was goaded. 12 was goaded because during that time frame, they had they started off a lot of new stuff. I think Universe Mode was already introduced, I believe. If it wasn't, it was introduced in this one, I think. It was good. It was a good game. The story mode they had with it was awesome. With the whole, you could be a good guy, you could be the villain, and then in between this stuff, that's where the United Kingdom came around for the staple they had. 12 had great memories for me. 12 was great. 12 was great. 12 is S tier. S tier. 12 is S tier. 16 is S tier too. 16 was the last W2K12, I mean 2K game before I got to where I'm at now. And boy. It was fantastic. The online play, the stuff I was doing on that game, it was more stuff I wanted to do. But by the time I got to the stuff I actually wanted to do and didn't know I could do, it was already the service and stuff was shut down. But yes, those two. 16 would be A plus tier. 12 is S tier for me. A plus tier, they got Raw 2. Didn't play it. 07, 2K22, All Stars, WWE13, Day of Reckoning. Day of Reckoning was GameCube. Couldn't play that one. All Stars, I finally did play All Stars. I did play All Stars at a friend's house. Didn't care for it. Didn't really care for it. And then Raw 2, I think that was Xbox only. Didn't SmackDown guy. Why would I care about Raw? SmackDown was Raw 07. Bro, that's S plus tier, man. I don't know what we doing. That's S plus. That's S plus. S plus tier. Why? Bruh. That was the last WWE game that had Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Rob Van Dam, at that time, Chris Jericho, The Big Show, all on one game. GMO, goaded. Season mode, goaded. The game was just goaded, man. There's nothing to say. The game was just goaded. I don't know what to tell y'all. The game was just goaded. I love that game. That's S plus tier for me. For me, 2K22. I played that game. Is it 8 plus tier? 8 plus tier? 2K22? I'll say A tier. Not A plus, A tier. Good. They stepped it up for 20, but that wasn't gonna be too hard. They stepped it up for 20. Still needs some work, but it stepped up from 20. That'd be 13. That's S plus tier for me too, dog. I don't understand. I don't think I understand. I put in work on those games. The WWE, the WWE one, WWE 12 and 13, and then 2K14, those three in rotations was goaded years right there. It's hard to top those three. That's A plus tier for me too. Because there's no way. No way. All right, let's look at this bias S tier ranking. I know. SmackDown, just bring it. And then SmackDown, shut your mouth. I'm pretty sure I played one or the other. And here comes the pain. I played that too. I don't know which ones I played though. But I can't lie. I can't say I was fully invested in no ones because I really wasn't. I really wasn't at that time. I don't know what I was playing at that time period. I ain't gonna lie. What games was I playing at that time period? I don't know. It wasn't wrestling games like that when they was in the heavy rotation. SmackDown versus Raw, not S tier, B tier. It's not the it's nowhere near the best of the SmackDown vs. Raw games. It was good because what it started up, but going to Black, I think I played it once going back, and I don't remember a lot of people from the roster. I don't remember a lot of stuff. I'm just like, alrighty. 2K18, I didn't play 2K18. Dead Reckoning 2, didn't play that. That was Game Board. 06, that's SDS. That stays in S tier. 06, S tier. 06 is S tier, definitely, 100%. 100% because they cap on because that was my game. Spider Man 06 was my game, and then 07 just took over it too. So yeah, 19 I didn't play it. And 20 in 2000 like I said, them and Revenge is basically the same game. They're basically the same game. I forgot what I put them. I think I put them both B tier. Same game. And then S plus tier, here comes the pain. Like I said, I feel like I played that game, but I can't say I did 100%. No Mercy. No Mercy is overrated, man. I ain't gonna lie. No Mercy is really overrated. It was a good game. It was a really fantastic game. But that game is over freaking rated, people. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all definitely need to stop. I understand y'all like nostalgias and good game. I understand. Y'all stop it, man. Y'all gotta stop. Because game was good. Game was great. I didn't think No Mercy was better than 2000 and Revenge. If it because they I say it's S tier. I will say it's S tier. And I think they was better. I thought when I was a kid, I thought they was all in the same rotations. No Mercy did introduce ladder matches. The I mean they introduced more stuff. So I guess I say S tier. 2K14, that can stay S tier. That can 100% stay S tier. Some of my best video game moments and stuff. My online play was 1,000% in 2K14. I was a monster in that game. I don't think I understand. I was a monster. I was on that mug like it was crazy, especially when they introduced the capture finishers, pop up finishers. Oh boy, boy, boy! I was a monster in that game. But that's that's it. That's the tier list. Wrestling games tier list. Not my tier list. I fixed it. I fixed the way I fixed it. You know what I do best. I'll put certain people, certain spots. You know, a lot of games I didn't play. There's a lot of games I didn't play. A lot of games is not on here. I think. 2K23. Where were I put that? 2K23. 2K23. Not a bad game. I think eight. I think maybe B tier, maybe A tier. 2K23 A tier, B tier. I don't know. I forgot where I put 22. Where I put 22, put 23 on there too. I don't think it was a bad game either. I don't think so. I think that was a pretty solid game. I'm trying to think there was another wrestling game that they probably missed, but I don't think there is that I can remember off the top of my head. But hey, that's the end of this podcast. That's the wrestling game tier list. Podcast that time period was music. Was it music video games? I think it was double. It was music and video games. I want to say at that time period. So this is the video games. I did the music last week with Chris Brown. Last episode was Chris Brown. So go back, take a look back at that one. Take a gander at that one. So today's was a video game, and the next one, movies and TV shows. Okay, movies and TV shows. We'll do one for movies, and we'll do another one for TV shows. After that, I guess we'll do our first NBA talk on here. After that, I'll have to pick and choose. I have to pick and choose what to upload on those ones because the next one, so after those ones, is movies, TV shows, basketball potentially. I might talk about something on here. I haven't decided just yet. And then we have anime stuff. It's coming. It's like the fourth one, so I don't know if I'm gonna do those yet. I'll let y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. I hope like, comment, subscribe, share everywhere, and I'll catch you guys on the next podcast.